Hello and welcome back to another one of my videos. Today I'll be reviewing the Wenger Evolution S52. I got this knife as a birthday present, and I'd like to show, this is a first impression. I've looked at it before, but I would like to record it before I start using it, and then afterwards I'll leave a full-length review of what I think. So here we got the knife, as you can see, all nice and shiny. Wenger knives and Victorinox Swiss knives, they're just made with really nice quality. I think their steel is immaculate. I find it to be really useful. They're like, before Leatherman took the stage, these guys was the cool thing to have. I'll go over the features. This one has quite a lot of features. But yeah, so let's dive right in. First, I'll do a review of this. Afterwards, I'll compare it to a couple of other Swiss knives I have. I'll tell you what I know about them, and please let me know what you think. So we'll start off from here and we'll move our way back, and then we'll do the bottom and so on and so forth. First, we have a can opener. Signature Wenger can opener is a little sharp, nice, Then we have a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver with bottle opener and wire stripper. Up next, we have pair of pliers, nice and spring action pliers. Got a wire cutter right there, and also the pliers can expand. If you have something wider to grip, you can use that. Really nice. You have to collapse it before you fold it back down though, so be advised of this. Collapse it, fold it down, just like that. Next, there's the saw. Nice saw. I haven't used this one, but I have used the one on the Victorinox that's similar to this, probably identical, I could say, and it does a fine job. Like, you could go through. I've used it on wood mainly. I'll go through twigs and stuff like that, real nice. After that, we've got the pair of scissors, which I think is one of the it's one of the underrepresented tools on these things. People think, oh, the tweezers on this are weak, but the one on this one actually has nice little micro serrations on there. And that's quite sharp. I think it will come in really handy in the course of using this. After that, going down, we got the knife. Now this feature is one of the things that I really like about this knife, is that it locks. The knife locks in place, so you can't close it by sheer pressure alone. You have to press this button here that says lock. You have to push that down and then lock it, just like that. I really like that feature. A lot of the other Swiss Army knives don't have that. The original ones, original designs, don't have that, and I think that's a really nice design to have. Not to have the knife, lock on your fingers when you're using it. After that, there's the file, nail file. I've used that one on the Wenger a couple of times. You got a little burr, you just file it away there. Then the front here, you can use it as a nail cleaner. Of course, right now I don't have any nails, but if there's something there, you just clean the nail. And also, because it's like a narrow tapered end, you can use it as the Phillips head screwdriver. Only on the if you wedge it in between the cross of the Phillips head. Now on the bottom, you've got a corkscrew to serve your wine with. Remember to always serve Chardonnay cold. That's one thing you gotta do. Then got a punch. There we go, punch like that. If you wanna make indentation on the wood, or punch a hole through like a leather belt or something like that, you can use that. Very handy. Don't jeopardize your blade by using it. That might prove detrimental to the blade. Then lastly, with last few options, you got a lanyard loop here, which I've taken the ring off, although I've kept it, but I took it off because when you have it here and you put it in your pocket, I don't use the loop. So when I put it in the pocket, the open ends here will rattle back and forth and they destroy the handle scales. I'll show it to you on the older one I have, and then it makes it just unnecessarily wear and tear on it. After that, we've got a pair of tweezers and the toothpick you can use. These are really nice. It's a really nice stocking stuffer, especially with Christmas coming around. If you have a friend who's kind of outdoorsy, check these out. They come in handy in general. I'm gonna use this every day. I don't go to the outdoors too often, but it's a good thing to have around. Now the next part is going to be a comparison video. So if this knife was the only reason you're here, well, you can turn off the video now. But if not, stick around. Please do. Now another Swiss Army knife I have is the Victorinox. This is, I believe, the Camper. Yep, Victorinox Camper. Now, Victorinox versus Wenger, they look really similar, and and the quality is quite the same. I believe Victorinox and Wenger are now owned by the same company, and if I'm not mistaken, previously Wenger was owned by the German side of Switzerland, whereas Victorinox was owned by the French part of Switzerland. Their knives look very similar. I believe they use the same steel nowadays. But yeah, there are a few differences that you might notice. Before that, I'll show you the little logos they have. Wenger's logo is kind of baked into the handle. When you run your finger across, you don't feel where the logo is. In fact, in the dark, I wouldn't be able to tell if the logo is here or here. On the Victorinox, however, if you run your finger ever so slightly, you will feel the shield kind of beveled up. I think the silver piece is kind of in the plastic, and there's a thinner layer of plastic running across, and that shield is held in place like that. As you can see, it looks pretty nice. This one, go a little close up, you can see the Swiss flag on both of them. Now I'll show you one thing that's different from these two. The Victorinox has a can opener that looks like this, whereas the Wenger has a can opener that looks like that. They both get the job done just right. This one has a bit of a sharper edge, so I don't know if something happens to your main blade, you might be able to use this. But though I wouldn't recommend it, because if you lose your can opener, then that's gone. Another good thing about the Victorinox can openers is that you have a small screwdriver right here in the top, whereas the other one doesn't have that. The screwdriver here and the wire stripper looks identical to the one over here. Also, the saw is identical to the other one, same as the other one. That nice sharp saw, bone saw. Don't use it as a bone saw, please. Then you have a nice blade, again nice and sharp, stainless. This one of course doesn't lock, so if I was to go like that, it would snap shut, though it takes a bit of pressure. One thing I like about Victorinox knives is that there's a secondary blade, whereas the Wenger doesn't have a secondary blade. Though the Wenger does have the nail cleaner, which does come in handy. The Victorinox again has the toothpick and the tweezers, and you got your old corkscrew, and oh yes, and also the punch. The punch on the Victorinox also looks a little different. It's got this little channel here you can use to, I guess, bore out a little hole, which might come in handy. It is a bit thicker in profile when compared to the punch on on the Wenger. If you look, if you see, I don't know if you can see in here. This one's more like a spike, whereas this one is a it's more like a little drill bit thing going on. Previously, I used to use this one. This is the Wenger Commander, I believe. The Wenger Commander was really nice. A lot of the options look just like the S52 I have over here. You know, the punch, everything. Of course, this one doesn't have the tweezers and toothpick. But again, can opener looks the same. You know, screwdriver pop top thing here looks the same. Has the same nail file and screwdriver and the blade. Of course, this one doesn't lock either. But these come in really handy. I'll show you on this one. If you see there, the ring on this one has worn onto the scales a little. So I took off the lanyard loop. You could still use this as a lanyard loop if you wanted to, or you could use that if you constantly have the lanyard on. It's not a problem. I don't fault the Swiss knife makers for this. Colloquially, these things are known as Swiss Army knives, whereas I believe the actual Swiss Army knives are the ones that have the A-locks handles, whereas these have the plastic handles. They've been doing this for a while. I think they've been around since like the 1880s, so they know a thing or two about knife making if they're in the business for that long. So yeah, that's what I think about these knives. A little short comparison. If you stuck around this long, I'd like to thank you for watching. Please remember to rate, subscribe, and comment below. Let me know what you think about it. And please always use caution when you're working around knives. And I'll see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.